Hi, everyone. We're going to give everyone a few seconds to kind of get on, and we have some exciting things to talk about today for delivering happiness. Okay, so we have some viewers. My name is Stephanie Sears, and this is Paul Osincup, and
Hi, everyone.
we're with Delivering Happiness, and we're really excited that you've tuned in to hear what we have to say today. This is our first time ever going live, so please bear with us if there's a technology issue or any other sort of glitch. Paul, why don't you go ahead and let us know what we're talking about today?
Awesome. Well, we're kind of just practicing our live for today because we're doing a full live session next week, and we wanted to first of all make sure that this is going to work well and that we got all the stuff down pat, but also let you know what we're going to be doing next week. So next week, I'm going to be doing a session to try to give some really practical takeaway tips on how to maintain a positive work culture with communication. Like, how do you, when there's somebody who's like really negative at work, think about, everybody's worked with that one person who just, no matter what you say, right? It's like, hey, how you doing today? And they're like, no, not great. It's Monday or whatever. And if you don't know who I'm talking about, it might be you. It's okay. But we've all worked with folks like that. And so I'm going to give some strategies on how can you address people in a positive way to kind of create a nice, positive, happy work culture, and not always feel like you're the person that's kind of nagging or having to be really confrontational and that kind of stuff. So both with negative behaviors, also when people maybe say or do things that don't feel good or are offensive, like how do I confront that, but still in a positive way. So a lot of just, hopefully by the time we're done with that, you'll feel like, wow, these are strategies I could go use with colleagues, coworkers, family, friends, like today. So that's kind of what I'm going to do. Share some of that, and we're going to have a little bit of fun.
That sounds awesome. So do you think that people will be able to watch the live and immediately put the things into practice? Or do you think that is it a standalone event?
Oh, I think people will be able to immediately put them into practice. In fact, some of these things are strategies that I do during workshops. And so I'll actually, show the strategy, model it, and then have people workshop it and try it out. And so definitely people will be able to take this, and instead of me workshopping it with them during the live event, they can try it out that day at work if they want to. Super easy stuff.
That sounds awesome. Can you quick tell the viewers a little bit about yourself?
Yeah. So, well, my name's Paul. My last name, Osincup. It's pronounced like the Wizard of Oz is in a cup, Osincup. And my background, I used to be in higher education administration, and specifically conflict resolution and alternative dispute resolution. So I would help college students who had been in some very serious trouble with drugs and alcohol, mental health issues, help them resolve conflicts with local law enforcement, professors, other students. And so some of those conflict resolution strategies are some of the things that I'm going to be teaching next week. And so now for the past 5 or 6 years, I've been doing speaking and consulting full time. And I work now with Delivering Happiness as a positivity strategist at DH. And so I'm excited to be able to do some of these events with DH.
That's awesome. And we love having you, of course. We're really lucky to have Paul because he's very busy. So it's nice that he's able to make some time for our live events. So speaking of positivity, Paul, what are some tips that you can give people that maybe you've used during the last few months when things are a little bit more stressful than usual, a lot more stressful than usual, and now we're all sort of quarantined and sticking to ourselves? What are some tips that our viewers can take away today as like a little something they can change or do?
That just to kind of like decrease stress and, I do a lot of talks actually on using humor to reduce your stress. And so here's 2 things that are real practical, even if you don't find yourself to be a very funny person. One is if you have pets or maybe even small children, for like 2 minutes, just narrate their life. Like I will go around and narrate my dog's life as they're walking around doing things, and that immediately takes my stress away. So that's one kind of fun thing. But another with regard to humor, and this is research based, is that at the end of the day, before you go to bed for 7 days straight, think of 3 things that you found funny or amusing that day. Didn't have to make you laugh, just something that you felt like, oh, that was kind of amusing. Write those 3 things down at the end of the day for 7 days. We found that people who do that actually increase their overall happiness and decrease depressive symptoms for up to 6 months. So that's a fun, and not to mention you remember all the funny things that happened during your week, which I always tend to forget. But when you write stuff down, there's always something funny that happened.
So like a gratitude journal, but like funny.
Yeah, exactly. It's like a laugitude journal. Yeah,
I like that.
I remember I was doing that that particular exercise during a time when I was out speaking at this conference, and it was this huge event, and I was like trying to network with people. So I'm like handing my business card out right and left, being Mr. Cool networking guy. Like, all right, give me a call. And I hand this guy. So then there's this CEO guy that I was hoping to be able to chat with, and maybe we could do business. And so then I pull out of my coat pocket and I hand him my hotel room key, and instead of my business card, and he grabs it and he goes, "Oh, well, that escalated quickly." And I was like, "Oh no. I felt so stupid." But that was one of the things I wrote down, that was kind of funny that week. So
that's a great story, though. That's a really good icebreaker.
Right? Yeah, exactly.
I like that. Well, thank you so much, Paul. This was just like a quick little introduction. As always, it's great to chat with you, even though we live on opposite sides of the country. And I look forward to sitting down and chatting with you for a longer period of time. Next Wednesday at 1:00 Eastern time is our big live event on LinkedIn. And we'll also be broadcasting it on Facebook and YouTube, but LinkedIn is the primary broadcast, and we'll have that. And then that is at 1:00 Eastern time on July 22nd Eastern time. So you have to do the math. But we look forward to seeing you all then. And as always, Paul, it's great to see you. Thank you for joining me, and we'll see everyone next week.
Absolutely wonderful to see everybody. Can't wait to see you next week.
Bye. Thank you.